So I've taken a long time to write a book and I'm very happy about finishing it and the results of it. But it made me feel concerned about the effect of AI on artists such as myself. I'm a writer and there's also visual artists. There are musicians, actors, all filmmakers, all different kind of artists out there. And I'm concerned about the way AI affects them. Because when I was writing this book, I felt like I need to write a notice of concern about inappropriately using my work, which I spent a long time making with all my heart and soul, trying to create and speak to a truth that is within me. My concern that someone's going to take that work and just guzzle it down into an AI machine and in less than a minute. And you know, I've written things before and people have done that to my work and it does hurt. So I felt like I need to write in my book, and this, how crazy it is to have to do that, about how there should not be any non-consenting use of AI on my work. And I decided to treat this as an opportunity to tell people why it's not appropriate to use AI on anybody's work. Take someone's work and put it through an AI machine. I feel like this is a very powerful technology that could be so easily misused, and it affects artists. So for me, myself, every line, every single word, everything I write, I really consciously try to put my energy into trying to find the right words to express the truth that is within myself, something from my own experience that I have internalized and felt deeply. I would discard any writing that felt off of that message. I have to make sure everything that I write, everything is internally congruent. And I feel like this is very antithetical to how AI works. AI works contrary to this, for me, a very sacred process of creativity and artistry and refinement, of being able to express authentically what is within my soul. You know, I feel like it's very disrespectful how people use AI in a very thoughtless way on people's work, because I really deeply hold sacred this gift of writing or any sort of artwork. It's a very comprehensive internal process. Even if you are inspired by other people's work, that work still gets channeled into yourself, into a fully human process, and you develop your voice using your own loving and nurturing hands. So even if you are inspired by someone else's work, you are still processing it in a very meaningful and respectful way, because you're taking the time to use that to inform your own voice. AI just takes the work and thoughtlessly just uses it and spats out a remix of that work. And there's just a whole entire thoughtlessness behind the whole process that really disrespects artists of all sorts. And I think what's important for us as artists, or anybody who wants to be an artist, I think we're here to be able to express our authentic and real voice as it is, bare naked as it is. And to do so otherwise is to forfeit your humanity. We don't speak our own voice if we give into societal conditioning, for example. And I think it's the same thing if we give ourselves up to a thoughtless statistical probability machine. Because they're the same, almost the same thing. They're all about society and this AI machines telling us how not to think. And I feel like the whole point of the artistic and creative process is a thinking process, being able to look deeply within yourself to find truth and give that truth to inspire others to do the same. And my concern is that if we don't do that, everyone's just going to have a very glib relationship with life and what makes life meaningful. No one's just really going to take the time to really fully process things and understand things. They only look at things at a surface level, because AI is about more about like the impression of, statistically, how does a good response look like, rather than really engaging in someone's content and really try to find meaning in it. So it's going to cause people to just engage in things in a very superficial level, especially what makes things meaningful in life, treat it with a sense of neglect. So yes, this technology is futuristic, but is anachronistic when it comes to human development, because we can't have a machine save ourselves. We need to be able to confront ourselves internally, go within ourselves. AI is not a threat to art or to creativity, because art and creativity involve this really in-depth internal process, in the antithesis of AI. It's not threatened by AI because of that, but it's threatened by AI because it causes people to lose touch with this internal process, to become numb to it, to become uncaring of this process. And it displaces artists, not because it replaces the artistic process, is because it values the dollar above the artist. And thus, artists don't have the space to be able to express their voice. It also pushes artists outside of spaces where they could express themselves by creating countless pieces, countless AI pieces. So the authentic artistic voices are pushed out and not seen. And I think we need to hear people's authentic voices. And if we can't tell the difference between what's real or what's not, then we are lost as a society. We are lost as a society if we can't tell people who are telling the truth, who are honest, who are sincere, who are authentic, and they put the work into it. They put the work into understanding human experience, and they put their soul into their work. If we can't see that kind of work or notice what is true or not true anymore, we are lost, and we get lost in a bundle of misinformation and inauthenticity and irrelevance towards the world and to what truth is. And when I'm saying telling the truth from untruth, I'm not just saying artistic voices, even non-artistic voices. Anybody who's trying to share something that is real, that is at risk because of AI. It's get lost in this slush and this slop of AI content. I liken the creative and artistic process to going into a cocoon and losing your whole entire self, dissolving into that cocoon, and being able to turn into a whole entire being on the other side of that process. After you really genuinely hone the creative process, you're able to become a whole new person who every single time you write, every single time you paint, every single time you make something, you come out of it a different person because of all the processing that you do. You think and feel differently. And my concern is that people are going to lose touch with it. I think artists subconsciously inspire people to do the same, to go through that process themselves, because people admire others who are able to create, because it shows others how they could recreate themselves. And this is all going to be lost because of AI. People are going to search for answers outside of themselves rather than within themselves. And aside from all this, AI is a danger to our water and energy supply. It causes misinformation, causes erosion of trust, identity theft, psychosis. It's this destruction of the internet. So we think that AI builds upon old technology, but it's actually destructive of this beautiful technology that we have. The internet has been this very creative space for people to express themselves, and AI is just taking the content and eating it all up. Corporate greed, disruption of the education system, unfair job displacement, and insecurity. And all these issues are actually related to the same thing. It's about the loss of humanity, figuratively and also literally. And for that reason, I don't support generative AI.